Officer Brennan thought he was just detaining a suspicious janitor lurking in the courthouse after hours. What he didn't realize was he was handcuffing the highest-ranking undercover FBI agent in the state's corruption task force, and the entire police department was about to find out. Marcus Johnson moved with practiced invisibility across the polished floors of the Richmond County Courthouse. Just another janitor finishing the evening shift. 52 years old, 27 years with the Bureau, and newly appointed lead investigator of Operation Clean Sweep. A presence like his was crafted through decades of knowing when to blend in and when to stand out. He'd been undercover for 3 months now. All he wanted was to finish collecting the audio from the hidden microphones, make his scheduled check-in with his handler, and maybe grab a few hours of sleep before tomorrow's briefing. The maintenance uniform he wore wasn't about disguise, it was about disappearance. The worn blue coveralls and the ID badge that dangled from his pocket made him functionally invisible to the people who worked here. The small tool bag at his side never left his possession. It contained not only basic tools, but also the encrypted devices holding months of surveillance data. That's when he noticed him. Officer Thomas Brennan, standing by the main entrance, his posture stiffening as Marcus approached. The slight tap of his radio, a signal. "Hey you, hold up. What are you doing here so late?" The words came out sharp and accusatory. Marcus paused, not out of fear but out of calculation. His voice remained measured, composed yet unassuming. "Just finishing up my shift, sir. Night cleaning crew." He gestured toward the janitorial cart nearby. "You match a description we got. Someone tampering with the judge's chambers." "You mean I match the description of the janitor assigned to this floor for the past 3 months?" Marcus returned evenly, staying in character. "We're going to need to take a look at that bag. Hand it over." Brennan's hand moved to his belt. And Marcus knew this innocent exchange was about to become something else entirely. "I don't think you understand, officer. I'm Marcus Johnson, federal agent. I'm working with Judge Ramirez's approval." Marcus maintained his calm, reaching slowly toward his pocket. "Yeah? You got any ID to back that up?" Brennan's hand tensed on his holster. Marcus carefully produced a small leather wallet, flipping it open to reveal a federal badge. Security guards from the main desk were watching now. A clerk leaving. Late had stopped, keys dangling from her hand. Someone pulled out a phone. "This looks fake. We'll be taking you in for questioning. Can explain everything downtown," Brennan said, pushing the badge aside without really examining it. "Call Judge Ramirez. Call the FBI field office. Call your supervisor right now," Marcus said, his voice dropping lower, more authoritative. Sliding away from the janitor persona. One of the courthouse security guards stepped closer, uncertain. "Maybe we should—" "Back off, Mike. I got this." Brennan reached for Marcus's tool bag. "Don't touch that," Marcus warned, his voice suddenly sharp with command. Phones went up all around them now. The courthouse night manager emerged from his office. Marcus was officially detained, Brennan roughly spinning him around to cuff him while the security guard stood frozen in indecision. Marcus stood tall, handcuffed, but with a dignity that seemed entirely out of place with the janitor's uniform. "Do you know what you're doing? You're unlawfully detaining a federal official, conducting an authorized investigation." A small circle of onlookers had formed now. The night manager was on his phone, speaking urgently. Whispers were turning into murmurs. "He's an FBI agent," someone said. Marcus was escorted toward the exit, still cuffed, his coveralls stained from where Brennan had pushed him against the wall. The tool bag hung awkwardly from Brennan's hand. A woman from the night staff called out, "Y'all really arresting an FBI agent? For cleaning?" Mike, the security guard, reached for the badge Brennan had tossed on the counter. He stared at it, jaw moving slightly. "Brennan," he said, voice tight. This looks real. What would you do if someone challenged you publicly based only on assumption? Drop your response in the comments. Let me see that, Brennan whispered, grabbing the badge from Mike. He examined it, then glanced back at Marcus. Where'd you get this? I didn't get it anywhere, Marcus replied coolly. I earned it through the same academy that probably trained the officers who trained you. I told you what I was 5 minutes ago. Then I showed you proof. You didn't care to look. Marcus's voice was steady, factual. The courthouse security team was hovering now. The night manager had ended his call and was approaching with purpose. Even the cleaning staff had stopped working, standing silently a few feet away. The radio at Brennan's shoulder crackled to life. Central to all units at Richmond County Courthouse. Code 287. Federal agents en route. High priority personnel incident, the dispatcher continued. Stand down and await federal authority. Suddenly, Marcus's words landed differently in the hallway. Brennan's face went slack, then tight again. Ma'am, there's been a misunderstanding. You need to stop saying sir, like it cancels out everything you just did. Marcus cut him off, his words precise. And you don't touch federal evidence without clearance. Brennan froze, hand hovering over the tool bag. You better hope your chain of command is more prepared than you are, Marcus added, his voice carrying through the now silent corridor. The small crowd stood watching the tableau, not flanked by agents or press, but by the raw, quiet humiliation of authority exposed. Brennan reached for the handcuff key, his movements suddenly less certain. The marks from the cuffs were visible on Marcus's wrists as they came free. He didn't wince, but he felt it. Brennan wiped his forehead with his sleeve. Mike kept shifting his weight from one foot to the other. Neither of them were saying much anymore. The weight of their mistake, settling over them like a heavy coat. That badge, Mike finally said, it's FBI Special Division. My cousin's in the bureau. It doesn't matter now, Marcus said, rubbing his wrists. What matters is what happens next. What would you do if you were in Marcus's situation? Would you fight back or stay calm? Tell us in the comments. And hit like and subscribe. The courthouse atrium had gone from curious to tense. People were gathered in small clusters, whispering, but their eyes remained fixed on Marcus. They were waiting to see what he would do next. Marcus picked up his tool bag himself, checking it carefully before securing it under his arm. He straightened, his coveralls with quiet dignity. "Excuse me, officers." A voice cut through the tension. It was Judge Ramirez, still in her robes, apparently working late. "What exactly is going on here? This man is working directly with my chambers, and I know for a fact he is a federal agent." Marcus gave her a nod, not of thanks, but of recognition. Professional to professional. "We had no idea, Your Honor," Mike said quickly, stepping away from Brennan. "Officer Brennan thought—" "No," Marcus said, loud enough for the crowd to hear. "They didn't think anything. I identified myself. I showed credentials. They refused to verify." The main doors swung open. "Agent Johnson," called a voice. Two agents in dark suits entered, followed by the field office director himself. Their jackets read FBI in bold yellow letters. "Stand down right now," the director ordered, his gaze hard on Brennan. "Uncuff him immediately." "Already done," Brennan muttered, but the director wasn't listening. The agents confirmed Marcus's identity with a secondary biometric scan. Standard protocol after a cover. Was compromised. The air in the atrium felt heavier but quieter now, like the end of a long argument. "I want security footage of this entire incident," the director said to the courthouse security manager. I want someone from Internal Affairs waiting for Officer Brennan when he returns to his precinct." "What's crazy," said one of the cleaning staff who had been watching, "is you thought you could treat him like just another black man, and nobody would notice." Marcus adjusted his collar, looking at no one in particular. "I'd like to leave now," he said to the director. He did not look at Brennan again, but his silence wasn't forgiveness, and everyone there knew it. The director nodded, and the agents formed a loose formation around Marcus as they moved toward the exit. If you think Brennan's reaction was uncalled for, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more justice stories like this. Marcus's phone buzzed as he settled into the federal SUV. "This is Judge Hartman," came the voice. "Not local, federal. I've already heard. The courthouse is under my jurisdiction. I wanted to tell you personally that your work matters." Marcus took the first real breath he'd had in hours. "That does matter. More than you know, sir." Outside, the night rolled on. Traffic moved past the courthouse as if nothing had happened. Inside, something had shifted irreversibly. FBI agents had cordoned off the security office. PR officials from the police department scrambled with scripted statements. The courthouse administrator was already in emergency meetings. Brennan and Mike were separated, sitting in different offices. Brennan kept clenching and unclenching his fists, staring at the wall. 3 months of work, possibly compromised. A federal investigator walked into the security office where Brennan waited. "Your badge and service weapon are suspended, effective immediately," she informed him without preamble. "I didn't mean—" Brennan started. "But you did," she cut him off. "That's what matters now." Back in the SUV, Marcus sat silently, watching the city lights blur past. His phone buzzed with a text from his daughter. "I saw what happened. I'm so proud of you. Don't let them break you. 27 years of service, countless operations, and now this would be what people remembered." "Schedule a press briefing for tomorrow," he told the field director. "I'll write the statement myself." The director nodded. "The operation is compromised," Marcus finished, "but maybe not wasted. Have you ever felt misjudged before people even knew who you were? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe." Marcus stood behind a sleek podium at the FBI field office. The agency seal gleamed behind him. Camera crews lined the back of the room, and journalists filled every seat. He wasn't wearing anger. His demeanor was controlled, deliberate. No teleprompter. Just a man and the truth. "You've seen the footage. By now," he began. "I identified myself as a federal agent. I presented credentials. My words were dismissed. My authority was questioned. And the only difference between me and any other federal agent was what Officer Brennan saw first. Not my badge, but my skin." The room was silent. It was about how easy it still is in 2025 to see a black man in workers' clothes and imagine a problem. To see a federal badge in black hands and assume forgery. Marcus's voice remained steady. "I don't want those officers destroyed. I want them retrained. I want us to stop teaching suspicion over service. I want us to examine why a courthouse security officer would rather risk detaining a federal agent than believe a black man might be something more than his assumption." A journalist raised her hand. "Will you be pressing charges?" "No," Marcus replied. "That kind of regret doesn't come from conscience. It comes from consequence. And consequences without change just build resentment, not understanding." He adjusted his tie. His own clothes now, not the coveralls. "I want systemic change, not personal punishment. I don't want to break the system. I'm here to melt the chain." Another reporter. "Do you think race was a factor?" If I'd been wearing the same coveralls but had a different complexion, I would have made it to my car in 5 minutes flat. No questions asked, Marcus said simply. This isn't about opinion. It's about observation. He looked directly into the cameras. 3 months of anti-corruption work may be compromised because someone couldn't see past their bias. And that doesn't just hurt me, it hurts justice. Marcus stood tall, angry but focused. We have to do better. Do you think Brennan deserves forgiveness or should face the full consequences? Let us know in the comments. Also hit like and subscribe for more powerful justice stories like this. Marcus chose to meet them himself 6 weeks later. Just him and the officers in a plain conference room at the FBI Academy. You thought I was a threat because I didn't fit the image you have of federal authority, he told them, his voice quiet but firm. Power doesn't look like one thing. Brennan sat uncomfortably in his chair. Mike stared at his hands. If you wear a badge, being human isn't enough, Marcus continued. You have to be better than your instincts. You have to question your assumptions before they become actions. Marcus didn't stay in the spotlight after the incident. He wasn't interested in becoming a moment. He wanted to create movement. 3 months later, a letter arrived at his office. Dear Agent Johnson, I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to be the man I thought I already was. Thomas Brennan. Brennan later requested to join the Community Relations Training Program. Mike didn't. A year later, Marcus stood before a class of new recruits. Let's not waste their time, he said, gesturing to the eager faces. Let's get to the real work. I made them see me, he told his daughter over dinner. That's all any of us really wants. The tool bag hadn't changed, but everyone else had. At the office, Marcus stayed behind after hours, reading glasses in one hand, a case file in the other. The work continued. Do you think Brennan deserves forgiveness or should face the full consequences? Let us know in the comments. Also hit like and subscribe for more powerful justice stories like this.